Well, hello, folks. How are you today? A thoughtful Thursday to you all. Yes, I'm Dawn Herring, and I am hopping on here live, and I am expecting my co-host, Carrie Aulenbacher, to join me in a moment. And we're going to do another session of my favorite thing, keeping it sweet. Yep. And here she is. Ta-da! We are adding Carrie connecting. Yay!
Hey, hello.
Hello, dear Carrie, out in your greenery.
Good.
Absolutely love this. How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, and I'm glad that we're finally back
Yes.
with keeping it sweet. It's been a really long time. It's been quite a while, actually, since January, I think.
Crazy. I know.
Life happened. I'm sorry. What? Say that again.
The snow is finally gone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. The snow. I know you had some late snowfall, didn't you? Speaking of seasons,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. You know, it's weird because we've been having some pretty strange weather here too. We usually have like 70s, like high of 70s right about this time of year.
Mhm.
It's been in the 60s and cloudy and cool and weird.
Yes.
Yeah. It's been quite something, and I'm like, okay, where did my Texas May go? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would rather not have the heat, so I'm not going to complain about it. But we've been getting a lot of rain and storms and all that good stuff, so a little bit dicey weather, nice and noisy, but we have a few days reprieve, which is nice.
We have
So
60s here right now, and it's time to be out in your shirt sleeves digging in the garden. I don't know about you.
yeah, there you go. Well, you look like you're in the perfect environment for such things. That looks like fun.
Yes.
Awesome.
And
And
my
I
baby.
have a surprise. I have a surprise
You do?
for everybody.
Oh.
Now, when Carrie and I get on Keeping It Sweet, we like to sing our little theme song that I wrote. And in previous times, I have done just playing my tambourine, and we just sing it that way. But I decided to figure out the melody on my keyboard on my new piano. And I am going to play it while we sing. Now, I may not be perfect with playing the melody, but I will do my very best. And Carrie and I will just have fun singing, keeping it sweet.
I'm excited.
So let's see. Yeah, let's see how I manage this. Okay. Bing, fun, and laughter. That's certainly what we're after. For that satisfying sweet spot in our soul. Yay! For all things essential. For all things
simple.
Yeah, yep, simple. Staying present with that. Okay, hold on. I'm losing my track here. Sweet spot in our soul. There you go.
Yay! Oh, that's so.
Yay! Yes, that's
good job. Very good job.
Sweet. Sweet. Yep. Yes, we're keeping it sweet. For that satisfying sweet spot in our soul. Keeping it sweet. Yes, we're keeping it sweet. Staying present with that sweet spot in our soul. Yay!
Woohoo! Oh.
It's not perfect yet. I still have a long way to go, but it was fun to try.
You're in your sweet spot. That's good. Very good.
I know. My piano has taken center stage But before we get into all of my stuff, I want you to take the floor there, Carrie, and tell us all about your green stuff going on over there.
Oh, my
You
babe.
look like you're surrounded with it. Yes.
I should name her, huh?
Well, yeah,
you know,
there you go.
I'm telling you to name everything. I should name my plants. She's finally
You
lasted long
should.
enough to have deserved a name. Yes.
Yeah, there you
Well,
go.
since with what all we're going to be talking about today,
Yes, seasons of creativity. That's our topic today. Yes.
not only do I want to tap into the fact that it's a changing season, but I wanted to show you how good the season is being to my plants.
Yeah, there you go.
A lot of people like plants, and they want something that is easy to maintain, hard to kill, yada yada.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't want people to feel limited by just putting it in a pot and setting it there and hoping they don't kill it. Because I have been enjoying collecting colorful pots so that I am not only enjoying the plant, but decorating the space and celebrating color with the pots that I've got. So
sounds wonderful. Yep.
these are old because I've been gathering them a long time, but I have a greenhouse where they have just tons of brightly colored ceramic pots.
There you go.
To help you celebrate. So don't think that you have to go and look for something old like this, but that way you're, and if you want a theme, you know, I've got dark colors, I've got bright colors, and we've got blue. I love the blues. We've got some pink,
Yeah.
and we've got some yellow. Somebody's green. I've got a green one back there. But I like the patterns and the color to just add more to my happiness of plants, because
Yeah, there you go.
plants are green. That's great. They don't always flower, and so and even the stand, you can pick out something really fun and colorful, decorate it the
Yep.
way you want, even if just for this summer. And
Yeah,
if
exactly.
you had stuff last year and it worked and it was great, but you're not really feeling it, or this summer you're into sunflower motif, you got new furniture, you need a change, you want to think about the beach all the time, why not? You can go buy plain terracotta pots and paint them. You can repot them into something you find. Paint the planter, get some spray paint. Think about celebrating with lots of color the change of the season. So
Yay! Love that idea.
I wanted to share.
That sounds so much fun.
This gal, she stays in a pot. This is my geranium. So
Yes.
she runs out of pots. So I can't necessarily decorate her, but she will be blooming, and so she can celebrate that way.
Yeah, there you go.
If you're
There you go. I love
not
that.
into keeping these for years and years because you get bored, that's fine. Why not some vegetables on the patio? Make yourself some, salsa or salad or whatever. If you're not a houseplant person, don't save them. Get some annuals or vegetables that you can then enjoy with a sweet spot of food. So
I love that. I love the idea of having a really decorative way to display your greenery and to use that as a way to enhance your environment in a way that aligns with what works for you.
yes.
Exactly. So it's kind of like taking your preferences of design and color and incorporating that into how you display your greens and
So
how you
now I can hear them
interact
going.
with
Now I
them.
can hear them saying, "Oh, Mrs. A, I don't have a green thumb. Nothing grows here. I'm never going to water
Oh, I
it,
have
Mrs.
no
A."
green thumb at all.
All right.
Nope.
So go pick out a pot and decorate it. Fill it with sand or gravel. Go to the dollar section, buy some silk flowers. They won't die. Fake ones out. They'll fade at the end of summer. You toss them out. They're $1. What? I find a way to just add some, color for the season.
Yeah.
If you've been feeling like, I've been trapped inside this whole pandemic, it's been winter forever,
Yeah, there you
you're
go.
tired, you're allowed. So that's what I'm hoping everyone is going to be doing in this changing season. Get yourself outside a little bit and explore and celebrate with some color. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I love that idea. That is so, thank you for that contribution, Carrie, especially for the change of the seasons as we've been in spring and then heading into summer in June. And this is the perfect topic for the change of the seasons with our seasons of creativity and how we can incorporate the things that we love and make it colorful and fun. And if you don't want to do the actual taking care of the plant, to actually just get one that you can just display to make it look nice, why not?
Yes.
That sounds like a great idea. And you don't have to spend a lot of money to do it. You
No.
can keep it in budget, and still have a lovely display for when you're outside and enjoying the sunshine.
Yes.
So perfect idea. Perfect idea. Awesome.
It's my sweet
I
spot.
want to talk a little bit myself about the change of my creative seasons. I was going to say probably since last autumn until the spring, I was primarily focused on my watercolor fine art.
Yes.
With painting, yeah. And I had been focusing on painting things that are recognizable, like a rose that I did for my husband. And then I started working on a composition of 3 grapefruit halves. And I was working on that for a while, pretty consistently every weekend. I was going in there and working on it. But that was before I decided to get a piano. Yes, and I was doing research on getting a piano while I was still working on my watercolor painting. And then I got myself a piano. Does everybody want to see my piano?
Yes. Yes.
Maybe I should flip it, or I can just do this.
Flip me. Ooh.
Yeah, this is my piano.
Buttons.
It's a Yamaha PSR 373. Yes, that was my choice. Yes, that was my choice of piano. After a lot of research and asking questions of a lot of people who play piano and that sort of thing. And so I decided to get that one. It has a MIDI recording system in it that you can transfer to a computer after you've recorded your music and all that. I have not even attempted to do anything with that just yet. I have just been focused on learning where the keys are on the keyboard without stickers. And I have one video that I've recorded so far, playing one song on my YouTube channel, in case you guys want to check it out. I'll link it below. And yes, and that's why I decided to get a little courageous and try playing our theme song here. Even though it was real choppy. I know I have to practice it a little bit more, but anyway, it was fun while I tried, right? But back to what I was saying about the seasons. When I got an actual piano app on my iPad initially when I first started learning to play, my songs, because I write spiritual songs regularly in my spiritual practice. And so I got myself an app to kind of see if I could figure out how to play my songs by ear. And then I finally got my keyboard several months later. And so now I've got a notebook that I'm keeping all of my songs in that I want to add to my piano. I actually have a separate notebook just for my piano. And so that's what I've been working on. I've been spending a lot of time practicing every day in my studio, my music studio that I now call. And so I haven't been putting the same energy or time toward my fine art work with watercolor. So, and I was looking at it and looking at it. Every time I would come in the room, I'd be like, oh, I haven't gotten back to my grapefruit. I'm doing number 3 and I've come so far with it. And I was wondering, am I going to get back to it? And then other things took priority. And I started to feel kind of bad that I left it undone, that I didn't finish it. But you have to choose where you put your creative energy, and you can't put it in the same space all the time if you have other things that you want to learn that are new for you, like me playing the piano. So what I want to say about this is it's important for us to recognize where our curiosity is leading us and where our intuition is nudging us toward, because we may need to just take a little break from something that we've been working on. Not saying we're not going to go back and finish it, but just take that space to follow that curious path to see where it will lead, because you may end up doing something that really hits your sweet spot. And that is really what's going on for me with my piano playing. And then the other thing I want to say is I took a table that was in my studio space here that had my art journal on it.
Right.
It had been open on the table, unused, for 3 years. I had it open on the table, ready to go, supplies out the whole time. And I just never really went there to do it. And so I'm thinking, maybe I need to put it somewhere else. Maybe that will help. So I relocated it and put it in another room. And lo and behold, I started playing in my art journal again after 3 years of not doing hardly anything in it.
Okay.
Maybe 1 or 2 spreads.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I used to be regular with art journaling for like 6 years in a row. I was doing it on a regular basis.
Yeah.
You have to recognize the time. You have to recognize the amount of energy that you have, and how each of those things is contributing to your well-being and to your satisfaction, and how simple is it for you to get to it and not get to it. You know what I'm saying? So that dynamic kind of shifted for me, and I began to realize, well, you know what? The piano is something that I really want to do. It's giving me so much joy that I cannot express it, really. It's just so satisfying beyond anything else probably that I've done, really. And so that's why I wanted to talk about this, because, you know, it's easy for us to like kind of beat ourselves up when we don't get to something that we've been doing for a while, or, you know, and then we think, oh, I should really finish that. But then you have something else calling to you. And I'm not talking about shiny object syndrome either. I'm not talking about procrastination,
Like
or
shiny
just letting every little thing pull you away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about a genuine intuitive nudge that's pushing you in a different direction, and you just have this feeling that that's the way you should be going. And that's exactly what's been going on for me. So listening to that has made a huge difference for me, because every time I come in here to play my piano, oh my goodness, it just does something for me that nothing else is doing right now. So I have to listen to that nudge, and I have to follow what that's telling me, because it's giving me space to expand my musical repertoire, if you will, where I'm learning more things, and it's just so engaging, and I don't need anyone else to do it with me. I can just do it myself, and you know what I'm saying? And it's, to me, it's kind of like a part of self-care, because they say that when you play a musical instrument, it actually boosts your immune system. And it actually does things for you in a biological way that actually makes you feel good. So I'm just like,
well,
how did I know? I did not know that. So
intuitive,
awesome.
Intuitive. Well, there's a lot
Exactly. Like my
about
body knows what it needs.
yeah,
Isn't
there's
it?
a lot of research out there about frequencies and vibrations and
Yes,
energy,
exactly.
and
Exactly.
it speaks to your frequencies lining up with what you're playing musically, and it might not, it's not like you're giving off a note or a tune, but that the energy inside you is harmonizing because of the help of the music. It can, and you feel it even though you can't like hear it coming out of you, but in that energy kind of way.
Yeah, well, we're vibratory beings.
Yes.
Absolutely. And playing with music is a vibration. So it's, absolutely. So I would wholly agree with you that it raises my vibration when I play it. So it just, it's just so satisfying. It just is. And now that I have my art journal table in the other room, and I pulled out all my supplies, laid everything out like it was, and now all of a sudden I'm working in it again. I'm playing more like in it again, I should say. Just throwing down some inks and gouache and using some stamps for texture and ripping up some cardstock and gluing it down and stamping letters and all. Oh my goodness, I'm having such a blast doing that. And it feels so good to get back into it again after being away from it for so long. So you just have to go with what works for you. That's really where I'm at with it.
I think we've gone over it before, but I know, me for one, that there are a lot of people who feel like it's on the list, I've got to do it and check it off. I made a commitment to start it, I would like to see it through, and you want to show up for yourself and take that personal responsibility. You set a goal, you would like to achieve it, and sometimes it is one picture or one project, but sometimes in the case of your journal, it's more of a living, ongoing thing that is never really going to be finished, and you need to come at it from and ask yourself a bridging statement. Is it possible that it could be okay if this project that I set forth in my mind, that I had on my list, that I wanted to accomplish, could it be possible for me to be okay not finishing it, putting it away, and just coming back to it later? It's a lot of people who are like a type A and driven, and I have a list every day, and I do everything on the list every day, and I get stuff done, and you can count on me, and I can count on me, and all that. It's not, I hope people don't think that they're letting themselves down. If there's a reason why you have to move your journal, or why you have to consolidate and take everything out of this room and put it into this room, and you're feeling frustrated because I had it this way, we do it this way, there could be a good reason why shifting it, why you have to clean out that room and shift everything that was just so, could spark something new. You move that table for 3 years, all of a sudden you see it differently because it's in a different spot, and you're like, no, you know what? I could do this and that. You might have been frustrated. You had your art table exactly how you wanted it to be. It was all pretty. You liked it there. You didn't have a problem with it. You might have been upset. There's nothing wrong with it here. But moving it was good. So that goes back to the energies. I mean,
it really does. It has a lot to do with the energy. It has a lot to do with the energy. And when you recognize an energy that's shifting, and you feel like, well, maybe I need to do it over here instead of over there. Maybe the flow is better in this space. Maybe there's more room here, or maybe it's in a better context for me, and it just works better for me this way. Well, that's exactly what I did, and that's exactly what happened. And I was actually really surprised with the difference it made from being on one side of the house to the other side of the house. So I'm like,
I can't explain why. I wouldn't know, but be open to trying it. That's all.
Yes, exactly. So, experiment is a really good word for this, because you just don't know until you try it.
It's an evolution.
Just try to work with it. Try to see if this works better than that does, and you may find yourself wondering, well, why didn't I do that to begin with? Why didn't I put it over here instead of over there? Well, because, we all have our ideas of where we want things to be. And, we only have so much space in so many places, and so you kind of work with what you've got. And, sometimes that's what you have to do. But when you have another option that comes up that might work better for you, then try it out and see if it works. And I know for me, I had to do some measuring and make sure that everything was going to fit properly. And I knew I was going to have a little less space where the table was going to go. But I'm like, you know what? It's worth it to me to have a little narrower space so that I at least have it in the area where I want it. And so I kind of compromised a little bit, but not enough for it to be, a deterrent. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
So, yes. So that has been my creative seasons, with the shift of the season and just working in a different context and working on something new. that I am just adoring at the moment. And of course, you know, because I write songs on a regular basis in my spiritual practice, I have lots of fodder to work with. I never get bored with learning to play stuff on my piano because I have so many songs to work with, you know. So when you have a lot of options, you know, or a lot of things that you can be doing in that context, that can be a motivating factor too. Because then you're like, oh, well, I have lots of topics that I can work with this particular subject matter, or I have a lot of things that I could do over here because this is connected with something that is meaningful to me. And so it becomes really, really relevant, you know, because you have all this context that just works for you.
Yeah.
And so you're in that flow. You just automatically find yourself, all of a sudden you're getting prolific in something that you weren't doing for a long time. So it's amazing what a difference it can make when you create a shift like that.
If there are budding creatives out there who don't know what they want to necessarily
engage in,
spam call, think about where your mind goes when you're doing the dishes, when you're driving, when you're making dinner. You know, if you can't decide, then whatever keeps coming into your mind, if you're constantly humming a tune or doodling on the notepad or whatever, you know, that might be the season that is coming to you.
There you go.
Season of singing.
There you go.
So if you can't decide, think of mind drifts when you're driving.
Just follow your curiosity.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, what am I really curious about right now? What do I want to know? Inquiring minds want to know.
Where are those bugs?
What immediately comes to mind when you ask yourself that question? Use that as a journaling prompt.
Yes.
What do I want to know right now? Where is my curiosity leading me? Have you been watching videos on a particular topic on YouTube lately? So where can that lead you?
I have
been write something about it, maybe talk about it, you know, start a project that has to do with it. Who knows? There's all kinds of things you can try. But to me, curiosity is the key, because if you really want to know something, chances are you'll probably want to follow through with that rabbit hole.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah.
And my musical rabbit hole has been the best place that I've been in a long time.
Yay.
So you just never know. You just never know.
Right.
I love Carrie with all her greens behind her. You just look like you're in the perfect setting, because that's her sweet spot.
I come out and
Absolutely,
talk to them.
that's her sweet spot.
Yes, I come out.
So pretty.
I'm trying to look at my older ones. I have some newer. I have some that I've had since high school. They're old.
Wow, are you serious?
Yeah, down this.
You have a serious green thumb, my friend, if you've had it that long.
This is a baby.
Oh my goodness.
This is a baby off of the one that I've had forever and ever. So I don't see any, but he's still green. He fell off, and don't discount whatever falls off, because it pretty much can go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That might just be the start of something new.
Great grandbaby plant there. Everybody needs a name now. But,
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So whatever creative season you're in, no guilt about whatever season you're not in, and just run with it and see where it takes you, and just have fun. Keep it simple, keep it essential, and make sure that you're feeling satisfied, because that's where you want to align yourself when it comes to your creative energy, and who knows where that will take you. And remember, don't expect perfection from yourself. I mean, I could say I'm not perfect with playing my piano. As you can hear, I was not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But I just wanted to try it. I just wanted to see if I could do it. Just for the heck of it, you know.
Better than I could.
I'm just learning.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. We all have to learn. We have to start somewhere. Yeah, so
that's right.
Don't worry about, not finishing everything that you've started. Don't worry about, just feeling obligated. No. Just stick with what is aligning for you right now, and just run with it and see where it takes you, and have a blast.
My 2-year-old is not perfect at anything yet. And all fruit is an apple and stuff. Like he's all over the place, and nobody gets mad at him because he's a baby, and we tell him that all the time. So tell yourself that you're somebody's baby. You're somebody that, and it's okay. You wouldn't go and yell at him, so don't yell at yourself. Just try it.
There you go.
Make a mess.
Yeah.
Make a mess. Throw that Play-Doh on the
Yeah.
floor. It's okay. It's okay.
Yep. So that is our keeping it sweet for this
Yay.
seasons of creativity and what we wanted to share with you today. And I just want to give a shout out to all of those who are dealing with any challenges in their life, especially with the pandemic going on around the world. And we want to wish you all the sweetness in dealing with any illnesses that you may have dealt with, or family members that are suffering, or losses that you've had. Our heart goes out to you in this particular time in our history on the earth. I just wish you the very, very best. And I hope that this time together that we've had, me and Carrie, that it will put you in a better frame of mind and maybe give you a little impetus to try something new if that's what you want to do. And just remember to keep it sweet.
Yay.
That's it.
Mwah.
Keep it sweet. All right. It was great to see you, Carrie.
See you.
Until next time.
Hey.
I wish you all the sweetness.
Oh, the
There you
sweetness
go.
one. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Keep it sweet.